Hi, my name is Atif and welcome to sixth part of Real Estate App Development series. In this part, we will implement forgot password. So, when user forget his password, he can recover it using this feature. Open the project in Android Studio. Right click on Activities package. Click New. Click Activity. Select Empty Views Activity. Type the name of activity, that is forgot password activity. Make sure to choose language Kotlin and click Finish. We will add an option in activity login email.xml file. So when user click this option, he will move to forgot password activity. For that, we will create a text view below password text input layout. Text view width will be wrap content and height will also wrap content. After that, we will set the ID of this text view, that is forgot password TV. Now we will apply a style to this text view using style property. Style is body medium, that is part of material 3 theme. After that, we will set the text to this text view, that is forgot password question mark recover. To make the word recover bold, we need to move this text to strings.xml file. Over to the text and click extract string resource. Click OK. Now open the strings.xml file. Same as we have done above, we will enclose the word recover within the bold tag used to make some string bold. Now come again in activity forgot password.xml file and our word recover should be bold. Now we need to place this text view below password text input layout, and we also need to place this text view in end of this relative layout using the property layout align parent end with value true. After that, we have used the property padding vertical with value of 5 dp to give this text view padding from top and bottom 5 dp. Okay, now we need to add click listener on this text view. For that, open the login email activity class and come in on create function binding dot forgot password tv dot set on click listener, and we will use intent to start forgot password activity. Start activity intent. First parameter is the context and second parameter is the activity we want to start, that is forgot password activity. So when user click this option, it will move to forgot password activity. Now open the activity forgot password.xml file and start designing the UI for forgot password. First of all, we need to replace the constraint layout with relative layout, and to show our toolbar, we will create custom toolbar using relative layout. Width will be match parent and height will be 210 dp. After that, we will set the ID of this toolbar, that is toolbar relative layout. We also need to show a image in background of this toolbar using the property background, and that image is available in driver folder with name toolbar bg02. To allow the user to go back, we are going to create an image button. Width and height will be wrap content, and ID of this button will be ID toolbar back button. Toolbar back button. We also need to show an icon in this button using the property source, and that icon is available in driver folder with name back white. We also need to make the background of this button transparent using the property background with value at Android color transparent, and we also need to apply a dynamic color to icon of this button using property question mark attribute color on primary. So color of the icon of button will be changed according to the selected theme of device. After that, we have set the padding 10 dp. Now to show toolbar title, we will create a text view. Width will be wrap content and height will also be wrap content. ID of this text view will be toolbar title TV. After that, instead of specifying custom size, we will apply a style to this text view using the property style, and the style will be title medium, which is part of material 3 theme. Okay, now we will set the text to this text view, and text will be forgot password, which is title of this screen. After setting the text, we need to change the color of this text view using the property text color, and instead of specifying a fixed color, we will apply a dynamic color using question mark attribute color on primary. So color of the text will be changed according to the selected theme of device. Use the property layout center horizontal with value true to place this text view in center horizontal of this relative layout, and also set margin from top 10 dp. Now to show a profile icon, we are going to create a shapeable image view. Width will be 70 dp and height also will be 70 dp. After setting the height and width, we will set the ID of this shapeable image view, which is profile image view. We need to show a profile icon in this image view using source property, and that icon is available in drawable folder with name person black. We will use background property to set our dynamic color as a background of this image view, and value will be question mark attribute color on primary. So background color of this image view will be changed according to the selected theme of device. After that, we will use the property shape appearance overlay to format the shape to circle, and we have already created this style in styles.xml file with name image style circle. Now we will use the property layout below to place this image view below toolbar title text view. We also need to place this image view in center horizontal of this relative layout. We also need to set margin from top and bottom, and to set equal margin from top and bottom, we will use the property margin vertical with value 10 dp. Okay, now we will create another text view. This text view will be used to show a short description to user to guide the user what to do and how to do. Text view width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. After setting the width and height, we will set the ID of this text view, and ID of this text view will be toolbar description TV. And we also need to set a style to this text view using the property style, and style will be label small, which is part of material 3 theme. Now we will set our text to this text view, which is forgot password. Enter your registered email. We will send password recovery instructions to it. And we need to place this text view below profile image view. And we also need to set the alignment of this text view using the property gravity with value center. After that, we will set the color using text color, and we will apply dynamic color using question mark attribute color on primary. This way, color of this text will be changed according to the selected theme of device. To set the padding from start and end, we have used the property padding horizontal with value 10 dp. Our toolbar UI is now completed. Now we will create another relative layout. Width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. We also need to set padding 10 dp. In this relative layout, we will create a text input layout to input email, and a button to submit. But before doing that, we need to place this relative layout below toolbar relative layout. As we need to input the email to send password recovery instructions, we need to create a text input layout to input email. Width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. After that, we will set the ID to this text input layout, which is email text input layout. And in short, we will write email TIL. After that, we will set margin from top using the property layout margin top with value 10 dp. Since user need to enter email in this text input layout, so hint will be email. Now we need to show an icon in start of this text input layout using the property start icon drawable, and that icon is available in drawable folder with name email black. After that, we need to make each edge of this text input layout with rounded corners. We will start doing that by using the property box corner radius top start, and value will be 8 dp. Similarly, box corner radius top end with value 8 dp, box corner radius bottom start 8 dp, and box corner radius bottom end 8 dp. This will make each edge of our text input layout with rounded corners 8 dp. Now we need to create an edit text inside this text input layout to input the email. Edit text, width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. After setting width and height, we will set the ID to this edit text, which is email edit text, and in short we will write email et. Since user need to enter email in this edit text, so input type will be text email address. Now to submit the instructions to the input email, we need to create a button. For that we will create material button. Width will be match parent, and height will be wrap content. We also need to set minimum height to this button, which we have already defined in diamonds.xml file with name mbuttonHeight. After that, we will set the ID of this button, ID, and ID will be submit button, and in short we will write submit btn. Now we will set the text to this button, that is submit. We also need to show an icon in start of this button using the property icon, and that icon is available in drawable folder with name key white. After that we will use the property layout align parent bottom with value true to place this button in bottom of this screen. Okay, now our UI is completed. Now we will start implementing the logic for forgot password. Open the forgot password activity class. First of all, we need to bind the activity forgot password.xml file with our activity class using view binding, private, let init var, name it as binding, which is of type activity forgot password binding, and we will initialize it in onCreate function before that content view. Binding equal to activity forgot password binding dot inflate and pass layout inflator as parameter, and in set content view instead of r dot layout dot we will use binding dot root. And to show logs in logcat, we are going to create a constant in class level private val tag equal to forgot password tag. So whenever we need to show logs in logcat, we will use that tag name. After that, we will declare progress dialog, which will be shown while sending the password recovery instructions. Private let init var progress dialog, which is of type progress dialog, and we will initialize it in onCreate function. Progress dialog equal to progress dialog, and this requires a parameter of type context, so we will pass this as parameter. After that, we will set the title to progress dialog using progress dialog dot set title, and the title is please wait. To disable dismissing dialog when user click outside of progress dialog, we will call function progress dialog dot set cancelled on touch outside with value false. Now we will declare FirebaseAuth in class level, which will be used to send password recovery instructions to user. Private let init var FirebaseAuth, which is of type FirebaseAuth, and we will initialize it in onCreate function. FirebaseAuth equal to FirebaseAuth dot get instance. After that, we will add the click listener on toolbar back button. So when user click that button, it will move to previous screen. Binding dot toolbar back button dot set on click listener, and we will call function finish. Now we will add click listener on submit button, binding dot submit button dot set on click listener. Before sending password recovery instructions, we need to validate data. For that, we will create a separate function, private function validate data. Make sure to call this function inside click listener of submit button, validate data. Now we will create a variable email which is of type string and will hold the email input by user. Private variable email equal to empty string. Now come again in validate data function, email equal to binding dot email edit text dot to string dot trim. Trim function removes white spaces before and after actual input. Now we will show the email input by user in logcat using log.d. First parameter is the tag that we have defined in class level, and the second parameter is the message we want to show, which also contains the email. Now we will use if statement to start validating our data. If not patterns dot email address dot matcher, and this requires a parameter, and as a parameter we will pass email input by user, and in last we will call the function dot matches. This condition will be called if the pattern of email input by user is invalid. In that case we will set the error to email edit text, binding dot email edit text dot error equal to invalid email pattern. To move the cursor or focus to email edit text, we will call a function binding dot email edit text dot request focus. Now we will create an else statement which will be called if the pattern of email input by user is valid. We will create a separate function to start sending the instruction to recover password. Private function send password recovery instructions, and make sure to call this function inside the else statement which is available in validate data function. Send password recovery instructions. Now come again in send password recovery instructions. In start of this function we will create a simple log.d, and after that we will show progress dialog dot set message, and the message is sending password recovery instructions to, and we will concatenate the email input by user here, and as you know we concatenate the value of variable using dollar symbol dollar email. Now we can show progress dialog using progress dialog dot show. Now we can start sending the password recovery instructions to the email input by user. FirebaseAuth dot send password reset email. This requires a parameter, and as a parameter we will pass the email input by user. Okay, now we need to call add on success listener callback function, which will be called if password recovery instructions are successfully sent to the email input by user. And inside this function we will create a simple log.d to print a simple message to logcat, and that message is instructions sent to, and concatenate the value of variable email. After that we need to dismiss progress dialog dot dismiss. We also need to show a success message to user using toast myutils.toast. First parameter is the context and second parameter is the message we want to show, that is instructions to reset password sent to, and concatenate the value of variable email. Now we also need to call add on failure listener callback function, which will be called if there is any exception while sending the instructions to the email input by user. Now we will rename the parameter exception to E And to show exception in logcat, we have used log.e. First parameter is the tag that we have defined in class level. Second parameter is the message, and third parameter is the exception we want to show in logcat. After that, we have dismissed the progress dialog using progress dialog.dismiss. Now we also need to show exception message to user using toast myutils.toast. First parameter is the context and second parameter is the message we want to show to user, that is fail to send due to, and concatenate the exception message using e.message. Our code is now completed. Now it's time to run the app on device and copy the tag and paste in logcat, so it will show only those logs which are printed using this tag. To send the password recovery instructions to the email input by user, you need to make sure two things. First thing is that email should exist real time, for example in Gmail. And second thing is that email should be registered in Firebase authentication using this app. Okay, now we will start testing our app. Click forgot password, and if you click submit button without entering email, or if you enter email with invalid pattern, it will show error. After that, type an email that is valid and exists in real time and also is registered in Firebase authentication. For example, I am typing this email and this email exists real time in Gmail and also registered in Firebase authentication. Okay, instructions to reset password is sent to this email, and now open the email. You should have received an email. Click it and that email will have a link that you need to click, which will open in new tab and will show an option to reset password. Okay, now type the new password. After saving new password, you need to use this password to log into your account. After that, open the app again and we will open the login screen. Enter the email for which you have changed the password. For example, technifysoft@gmail.com, and enter the newly changed password. Okay, now click login button. It will log in using newly changed password. Yes, that's working fine. If you face any issue, you may ask in comments. And we will continue from here in next part.